Namaste and welcome to this very wonderful and very impressive and a kind of learning experience, the summer program being organized by Hindu Heritage Foundation of America. I am Kavita Vachaknavee, your host, coordinator, and director of this summer program. And you all are welcome. Today we are welcoming Mrs. Geeta Gupta ji. She is a wonderful friend of mine, very close to my heart, and very good, very nice lady. Mother of two small young daughters. So she will be discussing about her journey with one of our projects called Vedic Sanskriti School and Vedic Sanskriti Studies Institute. So Geeta ji is here. Before we start further, we will sit for a small prayer from the with the Vedic mantras. So please recite Om with me 3 times and then 2 mantras. Okay. Om. Bhurbhuvah swah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Om Madhumanme Nishkramanam Madhumanme Parayanam Vajavadami Madhumat Bhuyasam Madhusandishaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome Geeta ji. As I was earlier mentioning about Geeta ji, she will be talking about her journey, very noble project called Vedic Sanskriti project. Vedic Sanskriti School is a part of that project, and Vedic Sanskriti School Global is under the umbrella of that. So she will be sharing her experience and why it is essential for everyone to be associated with it and how she was benefited with this school personally, her organization, her children, and other families. So Geeta ji, you are welcome to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavita ji, for the introduction. आप सभी को मेरा नमस्ते. Kavita ji, I have some slides to present. So आप मुझे co-host बनाएंगे या I should be able to share? So once again, आप सभी को मेरा नमस्ते, and thank you, Kavita ji, for this introduction. Today, I will be talking about my journey with Vedic Sanskriti School, one of the big projects that we have done, a very successful one, in this Hindu Heritage Foundation camp on July 20th. So I would like to start my session with one of my favorite mantras, and then proceed further. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadram Tanna Asuva. It means, हे सकल जगत के उत्पाती करता, समग्र ऐश्वर्य युक्त, शुद्ध स्वरूप, सब सुखों के दाता परमेश्वर, आप कृपा करके हमारे संपूर्ण दुर्गुण, दुर्व्यसन और दुखों को दूर कर दीजिए, और जो कल्याणकारक गुण, कर्म और स्वभाव हैं, वह हम सबको प्राप्त कीजिए. O Lord, the creator of the universe, remove all forms of vice and sorrow from us. Give us those qualities that are ennobling. This is my favorite mantra, and I wish that everybody really says it every day and try to follow it as well. So in today's session, as I said, I will be talking about my journey of Vedic Sanskriti school, starting it in 2018. So what we'll do is we'll go through some introduction and background, how we started Bal Samaj, and how it became Vedic Sanskriti school, and why Vedic Sanskriti school is important for all of us, not just our children, but also parents and as a family as a whole. Then we'll deep dive a little bit into what is the structure and the curriculum. What are the challenges that we in Westchester, New York experienced? And finally, what are the benefits that we have reaped? I will also share some of the upcoming events of our Vedic Sanskriti school. So a little bit more about myself. Once again, I am Geeta Gupta, mother of two lovely girls, Prerna and Parinita. I grew up in India in a Arya Samaj family with staunch Arya Samaj values. My education, I have an accounting degree, business and technology management background, and I currently work as an information technology professional for over 20 years in US in the SAP ERP systems. I am at work, I'm very passionate about management, about business processes, and I work on business process re-engineering. Some fun facts about me. There are days where I like to do, and I can do 108 Surya Namaskars. I am a Spartan. Spartan is an obstacle race. I've done it consecutively for 2 years, participated in it until this pandemic happened. I strongly believe that learning is a continuous, lifelong process, and we must not stop it, be it our academic or be it in the spiritual world. I love doing small projects with my girls. It ranges from cooking to crochet to art and craft, block painting, stitching, and keep them engaged and involved in activities. I live in New York with my husband and Prerna and Parinita. So with that, a little bit about myself. As I was saying, that I grew up in India, and I attended Arya Samaj every week while we were growing up. We were associated with the Arya Samaj schools, and I was also leading at one point when I was in college the youth group at Arya Samaj. I was leading it there, organizing events and doing community work. That is back in 1990s. So 20 years now in US, and after having my first child, I was desperately looking back to connect with Arya Samaj, those principles that we learned, that feeling of giving back to the community. And after a lot of research, a colleague of mine at work told me about Arya Samaj of suburban New York. And that's where, we started going. And the first time we went there, I instantly felt connected. So if, as some of you know, Arya Samaj, the motto of Arya Samaj is Krinvanto Vishwam Aryam, make the world noble. So the Arya Samaj that I visited is in White Plains, New York. It is called Arya Samaj of suburban New York. And the activities that it had were Havans, Bhajans, Pravachan, followed by Rishi Langar. All this story ties back to the starting of Vedic Sanskriti school. So stay with me. In this Samaj, they were meeting bi-weekly. From time to time, we'll have speakers from India visiting our Arya Samaj and enlightening us with their talks. And it was a beautiful setup. And it worked for all the seniors and the longtime members who knew each other. So this Arya Samaj was established almost 38 years ago, and one of the oldest organizations in the Westchester County, New York. So as beautiful as I was saying, as beautiful as the program was, it still became an enclosed group that met for socialization rather than the real purpose why Arya Samaj was established. As some of you may know, Arya Samaj was established by Maharishi Dayanand Saraswati, a platform to do good to the whole world. It aimed to re-establish the Vedas, the earliest Hindu scriptures, as they revealed the truth. Arya Samaj was established in Mumbai first, and it became a platform to disseminate Vedic values by organizing forums and discussions on Vedas, Upanishads. Back to Vedas was Swamiji's powerful slogan that brought a revolution in the society. And every day, every time I would go there, I would find something missing. In spite of we having, a very nicely laid out program, there was still, something that should revolve around Arya Samaj was really missing in that place. Along with that, we were one of the young families, so it was hard for every family member and especially the kids to connect. So I instantly felt that there was a need to connect with young parents and their children. And only the next generation can make an organization vibrant. So we decided to repackage to engage with the entire age spectrum: small children, the youth, the young parents, and the seniors. So as I was saying, at that time, pretty much the Arya Samaj gatherings had seniors where most of their kids were out to college, or they have been married and settled out of town in different places around US. So, but there was still a need for this connection, this collaboration, that we wanted to integrate, have programs around children, around youth, parents, keep them engaged and keep them involved. So, second my screen. All right. So, with that need, I will talk about Bal Samaj, and that's what led to us forming Bal Samaj. So at that time, we were just like one or two young families, and pretty much a lot of them seniors. So, a little bit on Bal Samaj. As we know that our children are growing in this wonderful land of opportunities in US, we were determined to provide the right seedling of true knowledge. Some of us there who were recently associating ourselves to our Samaj, belief that we can impact our children in a positive learning environment that will enrich their souls by the universality of our Vedic heritage. So, Bal Samaj was started. Bal Samaj is an offshoot of Arya Samaj of suburban New York. And it was started by a group of young mothers. One of them is me, who wanted to provide their children values and knowledge of the Vedas, the Indian culture, mentoring them in ways to achieve their full potential mentally, emotionally, socially, and spiritually. So Bal Samaj started running in parallel during the satsang. We used to meet on Sunday afternoons. So in the main hall, we used to have satsang going on, where we had havan bhajans, and we had talks by various speakers. But at the same time, we had classes for Bal Samaj going on in the side rooms in parallel. So the kids were learning. We started with, like, some ad hoc classes. As we did not had any structure, we said, okay, let's teach the kids on basics of Havan, why you have to do Havan, how do you do an Achman. Then, to make it more fun learning, we also prepared light recipes like a fruit salad, and then use that same thing that was prepared by the kids in the Rishi Langar. We also had classes on science experiments, on math, on kids learning bhajan, and a lot more. So we were trying to do the best, trying to also scan through our own audience, our own parents, and see, who has an expertise where and is willing to lead the class for that Sunday that we were meeting. So, as the number of children participating in Bal Samaj group, we felt the need for more structure and organization. So Bal Samaj moms, they started looking for ways how to meet the growing needs of parents and grandparents, keep the kids motivated and engaged, and have, like, a curriculum which is more relevant to the kid for their age, for their grade. So um, though it was running nicely, it was giving the required traction, attendance in Arya Samaj. More families were getting involved, but we also knew that the way it was being run was not going to work for a long run. So with these problems, next I will talk about how did Vedic Sanskriti school came into picture. As I mentioned in my previous slides, that Bal Samaj, what we started, is an offshoot of our Arya Samaj of suburban New York, started by a group of moms, and we grew from 4 kids to 28 kids in 6 months. And this clearly shows that there was a need for this kind of education, this kind of an involvement where kids are learning the language, are learning about the Vedic values, plus they are making friends, plus they are building that bond, that relationship with the culture, understanding the culture by knowing the language, and more. So as the number of children participating grew, and as I indicated in my previous slide, we needed more structure, a better curriculum, an organization that we could really rely and run like a Sunday school, a proper Sunday school. So the questions that were around with all of us who were running Bal Samaj was, how do we define curriculum of all age groups? How to run a Sunday school? Do we have similar schools like this in the area? And do we have to reinvent the wheel by writing a full curriculum for every age group? How are we going to accomplish this? How are we going to keep them engaged and have them coming back, not just for our Arya Samaj or for the organization, but for the growth of that kid and that family? And these questions kept revolving in my mind and amongst all our friends. The challenge here was that every person who is involved in a project like this, if I say Bal Samaj, that everyone's level of involvement and commitment is different. When I say that, some may be interested to participate every Sunday, just as a spectator, as a viewer, and drop their kids and then come back and pick them up. Some may really want to get involved with you in teaching, but you have to give them the curriculum. And some may be willing to work with you to design the curriculum. Now, with people of varied interest, can one really come up with a curriculum right from scratch? Probably, we may had to spend like a lot of time, months, maybe a couple of years to put something like this together. So, seems like God answered my prayers, and I met Dr. Kavita Vachaknavee, director of DAVSS Houston, in 2018 in an RM Mahasammelan in New York. So we instantly connected, and she shared with me, the DAVSS activities. I shared with her my problems, my dilemmas on how to continue running this school. And the Sammelan was for 4 days. And I think pretty much all the time I was talking to her about, about all these unanswered questions. And I think she had the key to all my problems, the solution to all the problems that we were facing when we were running Bal Samaj. So I'd just like to pause here before I continue. Kavita ji, is this okay with pace?
Sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to check if is this okay?
Yes,
with the
yes,
pace?
everything is fine. But
Sure. So then I met Kavita ji. As I said, in the Sammelan, we talked about the school and the issues. And then I learned that DAVSS, they begin their session in Houston in a school year. Like in New York, we have September to June. So they have from August to May. And before the school year begins, and before they begin the enrollment, there is definitely a lot of planning that goes. But before the school opens, they also do a teachers training camp. And she invited me to actually join that camp, to attend that camp, and also see a school in session. So it was an invitation that I think I didn't want to miss, and I did not. When whatever I discussed with Kavita ji, I brought it back to the Arya Samaj committee, to our Bal Samaj moms, that I think we do not have to reinvent the wheel. We really need to go and see what a DAVSS is doing, and see if we can adopt a few things from them, or we can adopt what and how they are operating. So we as I discussed within our committee, and we were definitely looking forward to make a visit to DAVSS, and we did that in August. Along with me, two other moms, they accompanied me. Three of us, we went to Houston from New York, and we attended the training camp, which was from Friday through Sunday. And Sunday, we were able to see the first day of school, and the structure, the classes, and a lot more that I will share. So we were definitely motivated and inspired by their structure and organization. The training definitely was from Friday through Sunday, and on Sunday, we saw that the school had attendance of over 200 children. It was a Sunday school, and it definitely provided us with an insight to emulate the success of DAVSS in Northeast US by launching VSS in Westchester, New York. Some of the things that I saw right away in the camp training were, there were parents who were also volunteers and were getting trained to to teach in the class. Some of them were lead teachers. Some of them were, the support teachers. Some of them were backup teachers. There is a whole set of teams that I will share in my subsequent slides that, everybody was volunteering and contributing their services to. It was an amazing team, um, and a collaboration example to see how people were working collaboratively with each other to run that 2.5 hour school every Sunday. So it did not take us much time after our visit there to decide that we are now going to be Vedic Sanskriti school. So Bal Samaj is now growing into Vedic Sanskriti school with our mission to dispel any ignorance and to lighten up the minds of our young children with true knowledge and universality of our Vedic wisdom. It was definitely a trip to remember lifelong, and an amazing experience where to see what the DAV Sanskriti school was doing. It's an example by itself. The method used to run the school, the technology, the dedication of the teachers, the structure, the commitment. It has set an example worldwide on how a Sunday Vedic Sanskriti school should be running. So, um, as I said, that we're really inspired after our visit, and you know, we were like, I came back, I started talking to the moms, and then we said, you know, there were all mixed emotions. We started this as some started this as a fun activity in Bal Samaj, and we had to transition minds that this is really taking up a serious shape of Vedic Sanskriti school. And why do we need such a school? Some of us definitely realized that there is a gap that we have to bridge with our kids growing up here. Some parents felt that for last so many years in their life they have been busy with their work schedule, that they have not been able to get back into this kind of education, and be able to also connect to their kids with this, because kids listen to their parents. If we will not talk to them about our Sanskriti, about our culture, they will not learn it from anyone else also. So there was, we felt that, we need to bring everyone at this level, that, why is this Sanskriti school important for everyone? So we all want to do, as a mom, I can say that, I want my kids to be involved in all the good things. And it's just a matter of, one's lifestyle, one's time, how much does it permit. But if Vedic Sanskriti school can offer a package where the most important things, are offered to them, and they are made aware of it. They are trained, they are educated about the importance of that. It will go a long way. For example, why was meditation not taught to us when we were growing up in school? Why is it emphasized now so late in the game? And VSS is one platform to introduce it right in time with the kids now. So, once again, why VSS? Strong and healthy body. One of the reasons, nearly 30 million people practice yoga in US to acquire strength and flexibility and mind-body awareness. Yoga and exercise are integral part of the Sanskriti curriculum starting at age 4. So, um, you know, everyone is everyone knows the importance of yoga. I think the Western world is picking up more, but we also want to build this the importance of knowing yoga and yoga exercises amongst our kids at an early age. We would like to introduce that. So this was one of the important parts of the curriculum. Next, intelligent and cool mind, emotional well-being, and supermind are vital aspects for kids. Sanskriti school has included meditation for kids to develop cool, anxiety-free mind and increase brain power for studies. As we see, and as a mom, I can speak that in today's world, the electronic gadgets are really taking over our kids' mind, and it is very difficult to make them focus on one thing. Um, and 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 I think this is the time when, if we introduce meditation, even if it is for 2 minutes, even if we start with a very small time, they can be they can really be anxiety free, and they will be able to have a better focus on what they want to do. So we also have meditation as part of our curriculum. Then we all as parents want to cultivate moral values, ethics, good intentions, good habits in our kids. We want to see that when they greet, they say namaste to everyone whom they meet. Naitik Shiksha, that's just a small example. Naitik Shiksha classes nurture these kids, developing their moral compass to discern various life issues. There are, and to support this Naitik Shiksha, we also have the books, the curriculum that was given to us by DAVSS, and of course we have Dr. Harishchandra ji and Dr. Kavita ji who were the ones who introduced the books. So we have those books that we can use, where they have very beautiful moral value stories, and all those books are by each grade, that can be used. So why VSS again? Again, we, as I said, we all want to cultivate these moral values. Spiritual growth and Havan and Vedic education is the core of Sanskriti school. This ties back to also, how I started with Arya Samaj. So the Havan and Vedic education is really one of the core things that Sanskriti school offers. It empowers the kids towards their inner development, strength, insightfulness, patience, and mindfulness while achieving goals. The other thing is cultural bonding of the kids. So a lot of things that we do that are part of this Vedic Sanskriti school help bond to our culture through morning assembly and prayers, Hindi conversation, Indian music, dance, festivals, and a lot more activities that we do. Kind of, they build friendships that stay with them kind of forever. So they will not only learn, but also appreciate and enjoy the Indian traditions. So so these were the reasons why a Vedic Sanskriti school, it was important to. I'm sorry, just had a technical issue. 1 second. So, so I spoke a lot, but this is why I think Vedic Sanskriti school is important. And, these reasons were very important for the parents and the volunteers to understand that, this is what we are going to look for and what we are going to work towards when we change from Bal Samaj to Vedic Sanskriti school. So all these things together kind of gave us a complete package that all parents were looking for. Next, I will talk a little bit about the structure and curriculum. And so some of the questions on structures that were addressed earlier on, a couple of years back, will be: who runs the Vedic Sanskriti school? So there were questions around the mind, because such a beautiful curriculum and structure that we saw in DAVSS, managed like a school. Is it possible to be run by parent volunteers? It is. It is definitely possible, and it is run by the parents who kind of commit to volunteering their time along with their kids. And something like this has such a positive impact on a kid's mind. There are two things a parent can do: take them and drop them to the Sanskriti school and come and pick them up. But another parent chooses to volunteer, and the child sees that my parent is also there while I am there in the school. So the commitment, the involvement, the integrity with the organization just builds completely at a different scale versus not volunteering. How does each class operate? So every class has a lead teacher, as I was saying, and I will also come to the periods that we have. So every class has a lead teacher and a support teacher, and all these teachers are parent volunteers. So the next logical question comes: how are volunteers trained to teach and take lessons? So every parent might be working, or they may not be working. They may be she may be a housewife, or dads might be having their day jobs. But how are they still able to volunteer? How do you train them to take classes? So, as I was mentioning in my earlier slides, that there is a Vedic teachers training camp during the Shravani Parv, right before when the school opens. So parents who agree and who commit to volunteer, they go through this training camp. But does a 2-day training camp suffice? I don't think so. So true 2-day training camp kind of lays the foundation. But when the school opens every week, and a teacher has to prepare a lesson plan for every class. So the training camp tells this volunteer, teaches this volunteer how to prepare a lesson plan. And then every class, a week before every class, this lead teacher prepares a lesson plan. They send it to acharyasis for review and approval. So even if you're volunteering, you're not left alone. You have all the support that you need. You have a support teacher in the class. You have full support from acharyaji for review and approval. And here, if you see the hidden item here is that when you are preparing the lesson plan, it is not just that you are going to be teaching something to the kids, but while preparing that lesson plan, going through that story, going through that chapter in that book, you are kind of revisiting your own basics, your own values, your education. You might be refreshing them, or you might be learning something new. So if you see the VSS, this structure and the curriculum, it not only is for the kids, it is for us parents also. So next, we also have a child speaker. A child speaker speaks right after the assembly prayers, and they submit a topic and their content to Acharyaji for review and approval. But the child is not left alone. Even a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old actually prepares a speech and presents. But the teacher, the class, the lead teacher works with the parents and the child to prepare on this topic. And it goes through a proper review and approval process. I would like to bring to your attention here, there is a very good internal control here. that no content, no word is misrepresented in front of the whole school, in front of the whole class, because everything is reviewed by Acharyaji before it is published. And this, when I say Acharyaji, it is what I have seen in DAVSS is Dr. Kavita ji, Dr. Harishchandra Arya, that they have been doing an amazing job in this review and approval process. So um, in this also, once again, the hidden benefits, the teacher and the parents, they are again both parents of their kids who are in the school. When Acharyaji reviews and approves, the whole process itself is, you're engaging with your kids, you're spending the time with them to prepare. You are, when Acharyaji makes any corrections or guides us through this process, you're again learning something. So, in every point presented here, I see that there is a benefit for every single person who's involved in this whole process. So moving on, not just the school, but as a school and any our Samaj or temple who's running this Vedic Sanskriti school, they see that the children and the whole family witnesses the traditional way of celebrating Indian festivals in a very authentic and rich manner, and they feel great to be part of this extended family out of India. So as a school, we also celebrate not just Diwali, Holi, but a lot of other festivals, and that kind of keeps everyone bonded. And that is, I would say, that is also part of the curriculum that kids prepare. Say for a kite flying festival, some parents would volunteer, to make kites. Kids would dress up according to the occasion. They will go through the Havan, learn more about that. Why is Sankranti celebrated, for example? And again, there is education, there is fun part to it, and there is a cultural bonding that we see behind the scenes. So moving on, some more on the Sanskriti school highlights and on the structure and curriculum that uh, DAVSS specially developed the Naitik Shiksha books for all different age groups. So there is a book by each grade. There are structured books and syllabus for each grade and for each subject. Special electives are introduced to enhance child's potential creativity without any extra fees. Additional opportunities of public speaking for students are also there. As I mentioned earlier, we have a child speaker in every session, and there are electives that range from dance, music, Vedic math, music instruments, and a lot more. So the school is typically a 2 hour 15 minutes to 2 hour 30 minutes school on a Sunday or on a weekend, Saturday or Sunday, depending on when the Arya Samaj meets or when the temple meets. And there will be it starts with assembly prayers. They start with our Gayatri mantra, the meaning of Gayatri mantra, Ishwar Stuti Pratna Upasana mantras, and followed by a child speaker. And we already discussed in the previous slide that a child speaker actually works on the topic, and they are actually given there is a list that is being prepared, and the child is already given a couple of weeks lead time to be ready to prepare, get their content ready, and present it. So and on a typical Sunday school, we will have assembly prayers followed by 3 periods, and they are Naitik Shiksha, that is moral values. There is conversational Hindi, and there is a special elective. And as I was saying, it could be dance, music, Vedic math, yogasan, science experiments, and a lot more. These are the areas where a special elective also helps parents who maybe for whatever reason were not able to explore their own their own, say, hidden talent, I would say. This offers, these special electives offers an opportunity for the parents also to come up if they would like to take a class and teach the kids. So after the third period, all the classes um, meet they will meet for Shanti Part, followed by they will join the Arya Samaj Satsang group for the meals. It all depends on individuals' timings. We used to meet in New York after Shanti Part for dinner, because we used to meet Sunday afternoons. So again, kids and families celebrate Indian festivals together and also prepare for the celebrations. So, in addition to having this regular Sunday school, time comes Raksha Bandhan, Diwali, Holi, Sankranti, any special occasions in India, they are definitely being discussed in class, and also, parents, volunteers, they take initiatives to work on celebrating it as well. So moving on, challenges and benefits. So definitely, this all looks very good, and I think every organization would like to see a lot of families associated with them, and we also know that we need to have our kids, our young parents be involved. We also know that the structure and the Vedic Sanskriti school concept is amazing. It is something that can bond and really help us build a stronger community, a stronger foundation for the future generations to come. But it does not come easy. So, going back to my slide where I met Kavita ji, and then some of us we visited Houston, and we definitely knew that we have to adopt this structure. But when you come back and you see the reality, you have to work with the resources that you have. So your resources as an organization are, do you have real estate? Do you have a place where you meet? What are the people who would like to be associated with this project to start a Sanskriti school? What kind of volunteers you will have? What kind of funds you need? What kind of seed money you need to get this started? So when we came back with so many open questions. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? How will we get people? How will we get funds? And believe it or not, if you have a pure mind and heart, and you're determined to do something, you do get help. So we did face challenges on deciding the place where we currently meet. How can we put a school together? We need classrooms. Lucky we got the nursery wing of that building to hold classes. um, we uh, we were like 6 moms who started this Bal Samaj, but then slowly we grew to like almost 15 moms, and some of them committed to this project and are continuing to do so. And when when moms contribute to being teachers, dads help also contribute to volunteer in other areas. As you will see that we need so many teams to pull this off. um, and then of course the funds, where we did fundraising, and we were really lucky to have Dr. Kavita ji and Dr. Harishchandra ji talk about our school in New York, and have really some people fund our initiatives to start the Vedic Sanskriti school. Commitment from volunteers is very important. As I was saying earlier, that um, that everybody gets involved and engaged with their own with their own interest. So there is a commitment of running this school that, for example, you have to be there for 2 hours every Sunday. If you are a lead teacher, you have to at least give like 1 hour to prepare the lesson plan and review with acharyajis. If you are volunteering in a technology team, in a communications team, in events team, there is a commitment to work not just of time, but to collaboratively work with each other to make it a successful project, to make it a successful event. So commitment of volunteers was challenging, but also all the young families who had kids knew that this is what they need, and the commitment followed automatically. So assignment of lead teachers and support staff. Sometimes you may have um, these are all issues, practical issues that one comes up with, one faces, that how do you assign lead teachers? What if you have more talent in one area versus the other? So you also, as a leader, as a director, as a leader, as a lead person, you also have to manage everybody's expectations, and also kind of make them feel that this is a volunteer organizations this is a volunteer organization, and everybody will get a chance. So you need to manage that expectation. Then we also needed like a technology team to help with technology setups, with projectors, with admission forms, with communications. We needed somebody to send out communication to the parents about every Sunday class, a reminder, a newsletter every month. So identifying um, those parents who can volunteer in the respective areas, whatever is their strength, or they're going to commit time to doing this. It was challenging to create teams like that and to find people, committed people doing that. Also, because the school involves children, safety rules, regulations, insurance policies, and a lot more discussions that went through this. And it is always a very localized thing, because it depends on what kind of real estate you have, where you will be running your school, what will be the structure, and then you build your rules, regulations around safety for the kids based on that. We also had an events team that looked into the events, the cultural events, and of course the curriculum and lesson plan review team. So how you would have this review team, which is, as I said, is like a nice control, that our acharyajis know that what will be presented to the kids word by word. So it is that kind of an involvement and commitment that was needed. So these were some of the challenges that we faced, but it was good too, because we also had a lot of team members that were positive and were willing to help. And then lastly, the benefits. I think the benefits here, I'm saying it is for self, for children, for Arya Samaj, and for the community. Self, as I said earlier, that learning is a continuous process. So opportunity to learn, enhance, and grow on this platform, and to be part of the Vedic Sanskriti school, I think it's a prestigious platform. It depends. It's not just for the kids. It's a complete family enrichment package, I would say. It allows us also as young parents to help and grow the society, become capable to enlighten the young minds and build a strong foundation for the next future generations to come. For children, it bridges the gap between that the whole Indian American thing, that, understanding the culture better. Moral education, language, when they get to understanding Hindi, I always believe that language, once you know a particular language, it helps you understand the culture of that country, and the conversational Hindi that is taken helps the kids to connect with their Indian heritage and be able to relate to their Indian roots. Arya Samaj Mandir or any temple, if they run this Vedic Sanskriti school, um, as you see, there is something for everyone, from grandparents to parents to kids to your family to your friends, extended family and friends. It's just that any place where you will begin this, your the community and the attendance will grow, and it will grow not just that you will have a lot of people, but you will have quality people who will who believes in the same principles and the foundation. So lastly, for the community, I would say, Vedic education creates more Vedic value promoters, and kids will be able to do a lot of things after attending such schools, Vedic Sanskriti schools, that they will be able to do havan, sing bhajans, connect with the community events, and they will be able to carry forward the language, the cultural knowledge to the future generations. So not just that the Vedic Sanskriti school is is actually restoring is storing the Vedic values in this generation that we are addressing, but it is also taking care of the future generations. The same kids that we are teaching today will become your Vedic value promoters for the future. So, with that, I would quickly like to share our upcoming events and would encourage more participation of from everyone to please do enroll. We have a summer camp that is coming up from the Vedic Sanskriti School Global. It starts from August 2nd till August 31st, and it will be a 1 hour session with Vedic chanting, Dharma, discourse, Hindi poems, music, bhajans, and yogasan. And we will also be sharing the Vedic Sanskriti schools schedule that will be starting from late August to September with everyone. With that, I would end my talks on the journey with Vedic Sanskriti School. I would like to say thank you to Dr. Kavita ji, my mentor, Dr. Acharya Harishchandra ji, for giving me this opportunity to present, and also the Hindu Heritage Foundation for organizing such a beautiful summer camp and giving me this opportunity to talk. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Geeta ji. And I am proud of you. What else I can say? You can feel that. So it was so nice. The attendance was very low today, because most of our participants would have thought this is not a thing. They are learning about the Vedic heritage, Hindu heritage. This is something, a journey kind of. So probably, but they will be able to watch all the recordings since they are aware, they are in different time zones. We have hundreds of admissions, as everyone is aware of, but they will be able to watch in their comfort when they are in their comfort zone, or they have any of their time slots permit them. So thank you so very much. Anyone, if you have to ask anything from Geeta ji, any question, answer, is an open forum now. For next 15 minutes, she will be available with us. If I think, Geeta ji, you have an office meeting at
Yes, Kavita ji, I will have to sign off. But
Okay, I can answer on their behalf if they are interested.
yes,
Uh,
I have learned everything from Kavita ji. So, thank you.
Thank you. Or they can post their messages, their questions, their inquiries, concerns, everything. So everyone is welcome. If you are watching through our Facebook, you are welcome. Or later after that, we will always be there to support whatever way we can. So thank you all. We will see you in the next session, and next session will be in an hour, 59 minutes from now, and it will be Hindu architectures. Okay, see you soon. Namaste. Thank you very much, Geeta ji. Thank you, thank you, thank you all.